so you know what to
We're not
extract.
worried about deleted files at all?
What is it?
We're not worried about deleted files at all?
There's an exercise in that place that asks you to recover the deleted files, right? And all you have to do is remember the iCard. If you know the iCard, if the image name is Castro, you just say iCard Castro and then the inode number. And then you just want to kind of pipe it out and save it as something else, whatever you want the name to be. And that's it. It takes such a very short time to recover those files. It takes about maybe less than a minute.
But if the file is a picture, so when you pipe it out, you give it that extension?
Yeah, you just give it that extension.
Okay.
If you're not sure what kind of file it is, you can just save it as a file name by itself. And then when you go ahead and examine the header of the file, you can determine what kind of file it is later.
Okay.
But most of the time, you will know what kind of files they are because they have the name and the extension is probably there.
Linux doesn't really care about the extension anyway, does it? I mean, you could just, if it's a JPEG, you can click on it and it's saved as just Bob, it'll open it up, won't
It may not.
it? Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't.
But that's why you probably will copy them to the host if it's a JPEG, so Windows
If
can't
it's a
pick it
JPEG, you
up.
can, for once you kind of look at the header, if you're not sure what
Right.
kind of file it is, just look at the header and then go ahead and look for a match for the header. You determine what it is, if it's a GIF, if it's a Word, if it's a Excel. Then once you do that, you can then rename the extension and then open it in a Word or Windows environment. That's going to really solve the problem for you. But again, that's what you do over here. And if you use this, again, the exercise is shown here in the lab, in the manual over here. You understand? Let me show you the graph for this one, right? So the output shows you found a kind of a this point. So what is this that they look for? Then they went over there, and you don't have to use this. This is just a formula to calculate, sometimes the size, of the file. You can see what it is that we're kind of extracting over there. The FFG8, that's near the GF string. You can see it over here. This is FFG8 for them. FFG8, FFE0, which is general header for the file, right? I would generally advise you that once you use your XSD to find it, because the key is for you to use your XSD to find it, right? If you find where your XSD located image, the next thing you probably want to do is to find out how large the file is. And also, another consequence you want to look at it, and let me look at the first one that I gave you here, where I mapped it to less. This is searching for it right now. And then you found one here, it's the FFD8, right? Now I just have my FFD8 here, really, it might not be the real file that I'm looking for, right? But if I really want to go all the way, I can go ahead and enter all the files over here, FFD8, FFE0. Or, if you're not so sure, you can actually come up here, go to, let me see where I can, go to favorite, go to file signature here, go to edit and find on this page, go to JPG, okay? So I know what I'm looking at is FFD8, FFE0. That's the header, right? The trailer is FFG9. You see it over here?
Oh, okay.
So that's the trailer. So I come over here, FFG8, FFE0, right? So I can come here and just look for FFD8, FFE0, right? Type it into less. Right? In other words, you want to make sure it's a JPEG header because FFG8 is going to give you a lot of false positive, right? So now you go over even much longer. Again, I'm looking at 1 gig of drive. If you haven't found it, just going to keep blinking. That's a good advantage of using less, right? Because it's going to keep searching for it until you find it. Then if you search the entire thing, if there's no JPEG there, so be it. I'm just going to go out, chill. You understand? Any questions?
Yeah, not yet.
Right? So don't forget when you're running through your lab, the one in the lab over there, the documentation doesn't include dash less, pipe to less. But remember that sometimes piping into less is a lot much better and easier when you're trying to solve the problem. And use the full header length also sometimes helps you to kind of not get too much of false positive. Otherwise, you're just going to get yourself all walked up because it's returning FFG8 and not FFG8 is a JPEG file. It's got to be FFG8, FFE0, just as we see over here. You don't have to memorize all these, you just have to know how to look it up. You understand? So, you find any file, you don't know what kind of file it is. If I was looking for, if all I have with me is just a J, FFG8, whatever, I would have, let's say this is it, I come over here, I could have said FF, right, space, D8, right? And then I could have found this method, right? See that? So regardless of what file it is you're looking for, you'll always find it here. So, jump back to this place. This is a command in Linux that helps you to convert, you can convert an hexadecimal, okay, to decimal. That's what they're doing over here. See them taking 0005, 280, right? Now that's simply what they're doing over here, is just to convert this number to decimal. It's a formula I base 16, which means I'm going to convert from base 16 to decimal. You understand? So if I want to convert to base 2, I'm just going to, instead of 16, I'm just going to say height equals to base 2. Then I will convert binary to decimal, whatever it is you want to do. You don't have to use this, but it's up to you if you want to go for it.
But no matter what it converts to decimal?
What do you say?
No matter what it converts to decimal? Like you're not going to convert hex to binary?
You can do that if you change it.
Okay.
Yeah, you will change it. So,
change the base.
well, use your calculator. That's easier. What type of command to, kind of interesting. So again, we've already used this layer in the class. Remember, this is in sector, right? So if you want to know what sector here, you just divide this by factor 12, right? If you want to find what block here, you just have to find out how many sectors make the block. If it's 4, then we're going to have to divide this by what? 2048, right? To tell us what block location here they're messing with. You understand? All right. So follow this direction and your life is going to be a whole lot easier, I tell you what. See, there is no picture in the entire image. And that's not surprising because there is no picture there. Right? Here is the image, you can look at it. And if there is, well, there you go. F5, right?
Yep.
Again, let's say you run this command and it tells you there's no file signature over here, then you can go look at it yourself. And if you find a picture file, then you can probably say, oh, this thing is a liar. It's a bloody liar. There's a picture file over there, it tells me there's none. I mean, you can pick up a fight with the tools and, slap the cat and kick the dog and, whatever makes you feel better, go for it. But then you can see now, that's what I was telling you, that there's no going wrong with this because you can always verify your answers, right? And I can actually run through this -r, FNS-r, by running recursively to see maybe there's some things, some JPEG inside over here that I just missed, right? Doesn't look like there's anything here. You understand? It just doesn't look like there's anything here. Just type the full command over there. The full command gives you peace of mind because it's just going to make your life easier. Again, that's your DD that I want to run over here. You can do whatever it is you want to do over here. Now, look at this point. Once you've decided where your, just a minute.